Good. Let's talk about what it means to be a tantric woman, the art of loving for a woman. I'm just going to make sure I have my notes here so I don't miss any points. So we've already talked about quite a bit of this, but I want women to understand that you have a path of coming into harmony with your sexuality. Many women and men have had shame, trauma, and guilt around their sexuality for a lot of reasons. We know that it can be societal, cultural, from our families, from our education, from our religions, etc. There are a lot of things out there that are making sex almost seem dirty, yes? So it's a path of healing your relationship with your own sexuality. And then the other side of that, on the darker side of that, is that there are also been many women that have been abused sexually. And so learning to heal and come back to a place of loving your own body, honoring yourself as a goddess, and finding a way to come back to your power, your sexual power, which is an important part of being a healthy human being. Both the Taoists, the Egyptians, the Hawaiians, the Indians, the ancient tantric teachings have all stated that this is a necessity for health. Sexual activity is part of a healthy lifestyle. So it doesn't mean you have to have sex to be healthy, but it can be a tool towards greater health, greater energy, and all the things that we've been talking about. So for women, it's really about trying to understand how to get through the shame, the guilt, and the fear. And one of the ways that we do this is by looking at our thoughts. It's our thoughts and our beliefs that are creating our reality. And if we believe that sex is dirty, or that it's something that I shouldn't be doing, or any of these negative perspectives about sexuality, then if we want to free ourselves from that, we have to look into our own minds and our own beliefs and eradicate or alleviate, bring the light of consciousness to the programs that are keeping us limited. So part of this path is the own self-analysis, as we were talking about, looking into your own mind and belief system. Because guys, this is what actually creates what you see. You see what you believe, not you believe what you see. It's the other way around. What you believe creates what you are manifesting as your movie of your consciousness unfolding before you as your life. So you have a choice to be able to let go of programs, but it's not necessarily easy. But if you don't start to do the investigation, you will not be able to find the beliefs that are holding you back from stepping into your full femininity and your full sexuality. Now, another thing that's important for women is to learn to receive pleasure. You know, I think a couple women here yesterday mentioned to me that they are really good at giving, but it's hard for them to receive. Well, again, go into finding out, why is that? Was it a relationship in my childhood with my parents or my family or teacher or friends? And bring the light of awareness into the sources, the roots of these beliefs, and see them as they are, as being not related to the truth. You know, we create a story around an experience, and then that story guides our lives. So it's important to find out, where did that story come from, so that we can free ourselves from these stories that are actually limiting us. The other thing is communication with the partner. Some women are shy, some men are shy. Without communication, it's impossible to go deep. And we have fear. What if I say something that upsets him or her, and they leave, or they judge me, or they reject me, or they criticize me? Well, if you can't be honest with your partner, if you can't be transparent and authentically yourself, and that partner would go away, that's not the right partner for you. If you want to really go deep into happiness, health, love, spirituality, honest communication with yourself and everyone around you is a fundamental building block to experiencing a deeper sense of love for yourself and the world around you. So I think I've tried to make this clear. Communication is essential to this path. It's really essential to any path that if you want to be successful in it, but we have so many fears, and it's the fears that are stopping us from really experiencing life at the fullest level, the highest degree. Look at your fears, find out what they are, and start to investigate them. Because most of those fears are caused from an experience, many of them, if not a program that someone has told you. But many of our fears come from a negative experience, especially in youth. And then we develop this wall around us that prevents us from letting things in and expressing the beauty of our true nature. find out who you are. Find out what it is that makes you who you are. And then you can evolve consciously out of the things that are stopping you from living in a full state of love. The other thing is to, as we've already said, but I want to highlight it again, train your muscles, ladies. Use the Yoni egg, use Kegels, do self-pleasuring. If you really want to experience the highest state of consciousness-changing bliss, it's your responsibility. It's not your partner's responsibility. Nobody can do this for you. You have to master your own body and mind to step into your full power. You can't wait for your partner to facilitate that for you. He can be part of the journey, or she can be part of the journey, but you are the one driving your own car. You are the one who's in charge of your life experience. The other thing is to try to get Yoni massage. Yoni massage is an amazing healing technique. Remember last night I talked about making the map of understanding between what is happening in your Yoni and the sensations, and then you can perceive in the mind what's going on there. Yoni massage touches every part of the Yoni, awakens, releases energetic blockages, and allows you to get that full conscious connection to your body. And it's really a good idea to make love as often as possible. I know that sounds like good homework to me, but do it as much as you can, as much as you want to. But tantrikas go to love as a practice when they don't even feel like making love. Because guess what? When you have a headache, or you're irritated, or you had a long day, or you're in a bad mood, that means your energy is stuck. What makes your energy move? Making love. So if you're committed to a loving relationship, or to yourself as a solo person, you heal yourself by making love, and you get closer to your partner each time you make love. So even when you don't feel like it, that's actually a very good time to understand that I need to practice love. It's not about sex and pleasure. I need to come back to opening my heart every day. And one of the best ways to open our heart in an intimate sexual relationship is through making love. Expressing that intimacy and merging with the other is a really powerful way to express love for the other and for yourself. So tantrikas use love as a practice. That sounds like a dry word. We can call it as a play, as a dance, whatever works for your understanding, but go into that daily practice. You know, I have partners in the past where every day, no matter what the day is made of, we make love for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. So we connect. And then we go out of the day with a happy feeling of love in our hearts and in our bodies. That's way better than, I'm pissed off, we got in an argument last night, and we stay in that space longer and longer and longer, and the wall, the division between us gets thicker and thicker. So keep this as a commitment to yourself. Have the communication with your partner and say, we are making this part of our daily ritual because it helps us, and we know it helps us. And even when I'm angry or upset, we can still do that spooning meditation and at least come to a place of connection. Because what's getting upset, we talked about it, the ego and the mind. But love has a healing, soothing, calming, balancing effect on us. So you have to make that a technique in a way to come back to that state of balance. Then it's also on the tantric path, if you're on this path with your partner, supporting your man and learning to control his ejaculation. Because if a woman's like, oh, I want him to ejaculate, well, the guy will never stop ejaculating. The woman can make it happen, you know, the right sound, the right movement. Those goddesses have more power than we do men. That's why in the tantric journey, we start to worship the goddess and understand the blessing that she is giving us by receiving her energy, which is so incredibly strong.